I'm gonna tell you one reason why this whole Jared Goff thing scared me is because it reminds me of what uh, Matt Patricia did. Everything was about the Patriot way, and every move he made, every trade he made, every what I'm saying, was to go and get a Patriot player. You were constantly picking up the crumbs they were dropping, or the throwaways they were giving up. You know what I'm saying? And it was not working for this organization. Like, y'all, this your boy Pete Kemp, man. Chop it up with you about that Stanfordgofftrade, baby. Y'all got me up early this morning, It's a little warm. Everybody check your coffee before you get off into it. Won't lose your taste buds this morning, but yeah, man, it finally went down. AP, it's over with. Your boy is out of town. You dig what I'm saying? Gucci bags together and get him up out of here. It's time to go. But look, I know you mad. But look, don't cry too much, okay? Because we moving over. We turned over a new leaf. But look, Jared Goff, what y'all think about it? Jared Goff, and we got a third rounder this year, first rounder next year, and a first rounder year after that. Initially, I was a little disappointed initially. I'm not gonna lie, because before I started looking up the stats, I kind of viewed Jared Goff as like another Matt Stafford, kind of. And I know that's shut up, okay? I know that's disrespectful a little bit, a little bit. But you got to see the similarities of what I'm talking about. So if you look at some of the similarities, they tend to throw for about 4,000 yards a year. You know what I'm saying? Give or take around there or whatever. But completion percentages similar. I think Jared Goff is like 63 or something like that. Stafford is also in that range, maybe 67. I don't know. Or I want to say Goff was 67 this past year or something like that. But they in that same range of completion percentage. So I didn't recite the interceptions and stuff like that. But one thing different that Jared Goff has done is go deep into the playoffs. Went to the Super Bowl. But you got to admit, he had he had a team that was around him to do so. He had Aaron Donald on the defensive end. He had a lot of pieces that allowed them to be able to go deep into the Super Bowl. Now, I can't say that I watched that close to know if Jared Goff was a deciding factor in them winning some of them games or losing some of them games. But I know my initial reaction was a little bit of disappointment because he seems like another Matt Stafford. But like I say, I'm going to put some respect on his name till I look at stuff a little closer and get into the deep parts about it. But one thing is, with that move, you got to admit, we are not in full rebuilding mode. Now, one thing you have to admit is that the contract is for 5 years, but it could be potentially only for 2. What I looked up and saw, after 2 years, he has a potential out to get out of the contract or, whatever. So it's kind of like swap for swap with Stafford. Stafford had 2 years left on his deal, so the Rams going to see if they can work with him for 2 years. And maybe if it go good, they re-sign him. Same thing with Goff. We work with him for 2 years, and then if team is doing better, maybe he wants to stay, maybe he wants to leave, because who knows if he even want to be here. I doubt if he does. But it is what it is. You ain't going to slump your numbers trying to prove a point. So you got to play for us because you're here. So one thing is his contract is a little hefty, but it ain't as big as Matt Stafford. So it is what it is. I don't mind paying my QB. I don't mind paying my players when they perform. You dig what I'm saying? And some of y'all say Matt Stafford performed. Yeah, he did, but to an extent. Like I say, a lot of those yards were fluff yards. I felt like a lot of those yards were yards that were gained when we weren't in the game. You dig what I'm saying? On a comeback mission that we weren't going to make. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't think that Stafford was as good of a quarterback as they was trying to make him out to be. They would often mention Tom Brady, Drew Brees, you know what I'm saying, Peyton Manning, and then Stafford would be somewhere in there because they was talking about yards or something like that. And it would always make me mad because even though that was my squad, it was like, no, that doesn't reflect what's happening on the field. If y'all watch what's on the field, it's a terrible product. You dig what I'm saying? And though he tends to get his yards, it does not translate into wins for this team. It does not translate into something that we can be proud of on the field. You dig what I'm saying? But he seemed to be a player who was about getting his yards no matter what, and do that, because it will serve you well as you go deeper into your career for your next contracts and this, that, and other. It's undeniable that teams will be able to take that away from you. So it is what it is, but I'm interested to see what Brad Holmes is going to do going forth to put around him. You got stuff like Kenny Galladay. He remains to be, see if we going to sign him or not, but we do have a decent receiving core, but everything we got is kind of decent to, on the offense. It's not terribly great, but it's decent. It's serviceable. A good quarterback can work with it. But let's see if he's going to mix up some stuff. He's going to trade some more pieces. But that defense, whatever you're going to do, cuz you got to work on that defense. Now, I'm still wondering what they're going to do with this number 7 pick. Do they think one of those top quarterbacks, because I thought they was really going to trade Stafford for some picks or either some defense, as far as what I would have went for, you know what I'm saying? And I thought they were going to go with one of them picks in the draft coming up, a Mac Jones or a Kyle Fields, something of that sort. But since they got Jared Goff, what's going to be the move there? What are they going to put there? But they still could go with a QB, either this year or next year, because you still have to figure out what you're going to do if Jared Goff decides to get up out of here after 2 years. So they still could go QB and be like, hey, we're going to let you walk into this situation or be groomed or sit by and watch and really have a year or two to train before we throw you into the fire. So that could be the move, or they could go with defense. They could go with offensive linemen, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Who knows? Who knows which way Brad Holmes is pointed with this pick and with the whole draft that we're going forth with. But what I will say is that defense has got to be better, because we got to do something. We got to do a lot about that defense. And I didn't trust the past regime to address that, because they kept trying to address it with picks, and they're horrible at taking picks. Now, I'm going to tell you one reason why this whole Jared Goff thing scared me is because it reminds me of what Matt Patricia did. Everything was about the Patriot way, and you every move he made, every trade he made, was to go and get a Patriot player. You were constantly picking up the crumbs they were dropping, or the throwaways they were giving up, you know what I'm saying? And it was not working for this organization. Like, you're not getting the top litter of the pick. And it's like, clearly you didn't know the formula. You were around, but you didn't soak all that information in. So that was his comfort zone, to keep going to the Patriots to make a pick and make a trade, and it just didn't feel right as far as fitting with this organization. That's what also threw me off about this trade. Like, why would they go with the Rams? I was hoping for Deshaun Watson. I really was. A swap trade with them and maybe throw them a pick or two and get Deshaun Watson and go from there. You know what I'm saying? But Deshaun Watson probably didn't want to come here. Of course, I knew that was a little lofty to be thinking of that. But hey, you got to shoot high. You got to shoot high, and then you land somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But I do, upon re-examining this and looking up some stuff about Jared Goff, I'm going to put some respect on his name, because I think he a solid player. He did something that with the Rams that we were not able to do. We haven't been able to do. You know what I'm saying? Is go to a Super Bowl. So I get that. I feel a little bit better about the pick, but I ain't gonna lie, I was initially a little salty when I heard it, because I view Jared Goff as another Matt Stafford. Now, I could be right. And if I am, I'm going to go back and I'm going to repost this video and be like, Jared Goff is another Matt Stafford. But if I'm wrong, I will very happily be wrong, and he will prove to be his own man. You dig what I'm saying? The man that took that team to the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna say he took them there, but the man that was a part of that organization, and hopefully he can help take us there. So we'll see, man. I want to know what y'all think. Put something in the comments. Let me know if you agree, if you don't agree. AP, shut up because you lose. Matt Stafford is gone. But anyway, we're going to see what the Lions have got to do going forward. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what moves we making and what's going to happen. But either way, tell me what y'all think. This your boy P. Camp signing it out. Bang that like button for your boy, man. Help me out. And subscribe, man, if you're not part of the channel. Be a part of the family, man. Come on. Holla at your boy. One time. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out.